James, tell us about the big idea that is behind Lucille's 1913.
Well, 1913, we started with the pandemic. Initially, the purpose was to feed our elders in the African-American communities and these impoverished communities that are also food deserts. So what we wanted to do is to bring meals with dignity to the community, because there are a lot of meal services out there, but they don't really speak to the palates of the people to the beneficiaries of the work. I noticed that immediately, and since we're a chef driven company and nonprofit, we were like uniquely positioned to do just that. So we started creating these meals from scratch, the same approach that we would do in restaurants, with the emphasis on familiarity in the flavors and also nutrition. So we've done that. We're still doing that. I think we're a year and a half in, or a little bit more than that, and we've donated over 375,000 meals as part of the program of the nonprofit. And then it's evolved to where now we wanted to not only give fish to the communities, but we also want to teach them how to fish. And so we've started working to build this vertically integrated ecosystem to where we've provided over 30 jobs to, and these are full-time, long-term positions, to people of the community, to introduce them to the culinary arts, because living in Houston with one of the most restaurants per capita than any other city in the country, actually, if you can cook, then you'll always have a sustainable career path. So we brought on 30 cooks that we've trained up, and now we're going into our farming component. Specifically, there's an area just south of Houston called Kendleton. It's a historic farming community, historic African-American community. Currently, it has 397 residents, 97% of which are African-American. Their median income out there is $15,000, and they are 15 miles away from any fresh food sources. The town literally has one gas station that sells all the fried chicken and gives you all the bad coffee and all the Twinkies that you want, but outside of that, there are no fresh food sources. So we've been awarded 10 acres of land out there. We break the ground on that in January. With that 10 acres, we would be able to supply 8 full-service restaurants. All we want to do with that land is grow vegetables. Grow obviously vegetables for the community, and make that a direct access point to where now the people of Kendleton can now come and access fresh ingredients that will be grown by the people of Kendleton, that will be starting out paying at $12 an hour. So with those full-time jobs, we plan on employing, I think it's 40 people, a little, 10% of the community. And those people will be making out the gate $9,000 more than the median income. And the beauty of it is they're able to make that money while serving their own community. With the products that we grow, we'll be offering to them, offering back to the people of Kendleton at 60% less than any price that they would pay in any of the major grocery stores that are within that, the only grocery store that's out there 15 miles away from them. And then the rest of it we'll send back to, we'll put in our production kitchens to continue with our meal programs. The last part of the vertically integrated ecosystem that we have is that we're cutting out food waste. Kitchens inherently are, we just generate a lot of waste, and food waste is the number 3 contributor to global warming. So what we're trying to do is, or what we've done is, we're trying to take waste out of the equation, and we're doing that in 2 ways. One, in that Kendleton farm, we set up our own composting depot to where we drop the ultimate waste that we can't use. We send it out over there. The stuff that we can use, the onion trimmings, the carrot peels, the collard green stems, all that kind of stuff. We started this Fermentation Lab, which is headed by Chef Don Burrell, who's just on Top Chef finalist, who's a part of our company. And she is, we're making collard green kimchi, we're making chow chow, we're making pickled okra, we're doing all kinds of things like this. We're making our own powders, our own seasonings. So we're in Houston, obviously, and we're always at risk for hurricanes. So if another disaster does hit, we have shelf-stable ingredients, wholesome ingredients ready to go to give to the community, and it also acts as another revenue stream to support the initiative.
Do you think you'll get to the point where those products from the Fermentation Lab could be sold at retail? I mean, is this a CPG product ultimately, or something more for the restaurants?
Yeah, well, so it can go everywhere. Don's huge on ferments. We use a little bit over at Lucille's, and we already have 2 placements for retail for the products. Yeah.
I want to also note Dawn is also the chef at Late August, which is the restaurant you're hoping to open in May 2022, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So really, you're creating a whole ecosystem. It comes full circle. Really, you've got, you know, you're growing. You're using the community to grow, to feed the community, and the restaurants. And so you called this a conscious community collective, right? That's how you're describing it, which is so cool. You said you were awarded 10 acres. Awarded from where? From the state or?
Fort Bend County. So
Okay.
about 6 months ago when we started, 6 months ago, we were contacted by Fort Bend County to see if we could take our work down to Fort Bend. They didn't have any. Fort Bend is one of the most diverse counties in the country. It's also one of the richest counties in the country, but it also has a lot of these pockets like Kindleton and Fort Bend. So when they reached out to us, they said, yeah, we'd love to, you know, bring the operations down there. Do you have any kind of support to help us? They didn't. They said the reason why they're one of the richest counties in the country is because they're very tight. And so I said, well, if you can't provide any resources, I don't really know what we could do. They said, well, we can't do with cash, we can do with land. And that's where the idea came for us to start getting back to true sustainability. Because you think about just like the development of the world, like nothing happens until you can sustain your food sources, right? And so given that, and it's just, you know, that it is a historic Black farming place, but nobody owns any land out there. It's all commercial farming. I just think it's, I thought it's a great idea to gift that back to the people of Kindleton. Fort Bend agreed with it. And so that 10 acres is 10 out of 52 acres that they've gifted us in whole. We're just going to start with that 10 in Kindleton because that's the spot with the most need right now.
Right. And so you said you're just starting in January. So this will be the first planting season. You're going to be producing by spring, do you think? What's the plan?
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually 8 weeks after we go in the dirt, we'll have our first harvest. The land's already been disced. We're getting the tractors in now to start setting up the beds. And then we're going to have 2 different sides to the farm, right? So there's going to be one part that is the large scale production part, which it can't be completely organic, just because, you know, we have to treat the ground so we could start planting sooner than later. But the other side of it will be completely organic. So we're going to hire the people to come out there and we're going to build those boxes, raised beds from scratch. And that'll be like our little test area to see what we can do, like truly organic. So yeah, within 8 weeks. So by mid-February or the end of February, March, we should be taking care of that community.
And what are you growing, first off?
Well, so I'm not a farmer. We're working with Prairie View University, which is fantastic too, given my great grandmother's connection with Prairie View. And
Right.
She authored all their commercial culinary texts herself and led that class, created the program. So it's great to be able to work with them, and they're going to lead that charge for us. So between Prairie View and AgriLife, they're going to be responsible for all the education and the project management. And so my only thing that I said is just grow things that we actually want, community will actually want. Like we don't need to be given, you know, growing a bunch of cauliflower if that's not what people really care for down there. So yeah, that's the only thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it sounds fantastic. It is an excellent idea. I wish you all the luck in the world and I hope it goes well.